Hey guys, welcome back to another Fallout 4 settlement build. This time we are now looking at Sunshine Tidings. That's right, Sunshine Tidings. Probably one of the settlements that probably gave me the most trouble, honestly, if I have to be completely honest, because mainly I didn't really know what to do with it, and plus, God, I got a lot of crashes here. It was nuts. Yeah, it's both kind of a love-hate relationship with this particular settlement. But I thought it turned out okay for the most part. As y'all can see on the screen, I really kind of wanted this to be a pretty large settlement, if I was to be completely honest. I wanted it to be pretty big. But I decided to kind of forgo that and downsize it a little bit. Only because I felt like it made more sense for this particular settlement, in my honest opinion, for just the general size that it is, and also what its previous purpose was, and what its current purpose is. But this settlement, and basically, is something similar to like my Ten Pines Bluff build, where it's basically an independent settlement. These people were pretty much here before anything really began. They fortified everything. It's self-sustaining. They have everything they need as far as food and goods and whatnot. They conduct business with everyone else outside of the Commonwealth. But again, they're part of the settlement chain franchise that I have going on, essentially, as basically sponsored by the Minutemen, as you can see. But the Minutemen don't have any say in what these people do as far as how they go about their business or how they decide to rule, essentially, obviously. Unless it was, bad or something tyrannical, people were dying or whatever, slavery or whatever. But yeah, so that's basically what this is. Basically just a standalone settlement for the most part, which is fortified, as you can see. So where to begin? Obviously, I used a lot of the existing structures as that was here when I began building the settlement, but then just kind of tried to add on to it as much as I could. I'll first go over here with this structure was here, obviously at the beginning, but I decided to turn it into my clinic. As you can see, just inside here is the doctor and then a few beds for the people who are sick or injured. And obviously people who come in from the outside can obviously use this facility. It's not just for the settlement itself. They have to make money somehow, and this is one way they do it. It's just the first half of this building, at least, is the infirmary. I'll go in the back here in a minute as I'm kind of giving the if I can close the door, as I'm giving the tour. Moving on, and also, and basically just kind of save time, I guess, with this tour. I'll basically each of the little cabins here, I guess you can say, because this was kind of like I don't know what really the history behind Sunshine's, besides it being a place that where robots were, but these work like little cabins that you may see like at a camp or something like that. But each one of them essentially looks the same. It's where the people live for the most part in their individual cabins. Just in here is a bathroom, because why not? A bathroom with a shower. Communal bathroom and shower that everyone uses. It's kind of similar to like how I did at my Outpost Samanja and Ten Pines Bluff settlements. It's where people do their business there, essentially. Little stuff that I have spread around to kind of give a little bit of life to the settlement as best I can. And just to give y'all kind of a look as to what I'm talking about, essentially, oh, excuse me, guys. No, don't get in my way. Why'd you have to get in my way? Let me try and get past her. Excuse me. Okay, so basically all the cabins essentially look like this. Basically, there's two double-stacked beds like that. Everyone has pretty much a dresser and a locker. There's a desk and there's a bookcase, something like that. That's essentially what they all look like in a couch, a chair, or a love seat, and a TV. That's what they almost all look like. Pretty uniform like that. They all look slightly different, but nothing too crazy. Just I interspersed it with different furniture and stuff. So that's pretty much that. Over here is the greenhouse, a staple in all of my settlements, pretty much. And Again, they're doing all the farm work here. Again, pretty large for a settlement of like this. Again, because it's meant to be self-sustaining. They have almost everything you can think of. There's people that go out and hunt and stuff like that and do all the cooking, as I'll get to in just a minute. The greenhouse here. A lot of other stuff that I get with mods, which I love. Really give more detail. And I guess I'll go ahead just to kind of, again, give a little bit more detail as to what I was saying. So here's another cabin. Again, almost pretty much looks the same, but just a little bit different. Just another little simple cabin where everyone sleeps essentially and hangs out. So for the bigger structures here, I'll start with this one, and I do apologize if I get slowdowns or frame rate issues or the video just stops. I'll be able to edit it out, but again, I have a lot of problems with this settlement for some reason, just with glitchiness. I can't stand it, but again, love-hate relationship. What can I say? So this is the chow hall where everyone eats. Pretty much enough seating for everyone. They pretty much almost all the time eat at once, except for a few people who may be on guard duty or whatever. But everyone eats here, and there's always people working full-time to do all the cooking and stuff to make sure there's enough food prepared for everyone on time. As you can see here, someone doing dishes back there with a mod, which I like. I don't even know how they honestly got that mod to work with all those different animations. And up there's just storage. Yeah, nothing crazy, just storage. I thought about having a second level for people to eat on, but nah, I figured that was going a little bit too crazy. So that's kind of the chow hall there. One of the bigger structures. Close one door. So here with the Sunshine Tidings building here, that as you can see, this is one of the original structures, and I decided to make it into a workshop where everyone does most of the main work around here, and is usually in this building here. They craft and make stuff that they can probably sell, or they do repair work for all the stuff around here when it comes to the upkeep of the settlement, like some of the technology and stuff that's around here, basically what have you. All around here. I thought about intersplicing it with a little bit more robots, as you can see, because just to kind of keep with the original theme that the settlement had, the whole free the robots thing. Alright, sorry about that. Again, I had the game freeze on me, but that happens a lot. I guess that's what you get for trying to build something this huge on a console versus a PC, but you know, what can you do? Had to get these mods some way. I'm kidding. Nah. This game's still great even without adding stuff to it, in my opinion. And so that was the workshop area. Going over here now is a little shop area. We've got a general store here on the first floor. And on the second floor is clothing. I thought it made sense to have a clothing store over everything else because, at least for this settlement, it's a little bit more pristine and elegant as compared to my other more simple settlements. People here have it pretty good, in my opinion. So if they want to earn income and then spend it on creature comfort such as toys and better looking clothes, then they are certainly more entitled to do that. So I'm sure I could have opened up more shops, but that, to me, this made more sense for a place like Sunshine to have those shops over, say, like armor or whatever, everything like that. But that being said, every place has to have weapons. Yes, every place has weapons. So I do have a weapon store over here. Up these stairs and over through this door is the weapons store, and it's kind of more tucked away. And I kind of did that on purpose because I obviously, at least to me, I thought if Sunshine is trying to make this place seem a little bit more welcome, they don't necessarily want that to be at the forefront where people can see as soon as they walk in, obviously. But it is an option that they can definitely buy that stuff. It's over here, kind of in the middle where no one can really see it. But that was obviously intentional. So you can go up here two ways, but this way will take you up to the second floor of the original structure, and this is the security office up here, where the guards and security personnel work and hang out and do all their stuff. And I'm going to try to not stay in here too long because it tends to glitch in here pretty bad for whatever reason, but there's obviously communication here that they can use, and because again, they communicate with the other settlements around here, and for good reason. If they, heaven forbid, they need help, they can at least get it rather quickly. And as for means of commerce, that stuff is here as well. But for general security issues and other stuff, there's all that stuff is done here, where they keep like the ammunition and supplies and all that stuff here as well. And the little hangout area over here too. Figured make people will probably be in here a lot, so made it a little bit more tidy, I guess you can say. Now leaving there and going back downstairs, got a couple of places, but I'll first show, I guess, the bar, or I guess kind of the eating area, I guess you say, where people usually the citizens of the settlement usually hang out here. People who come in who are traveling, they can hang out here and eat here, but this is really meant for the settlers themselves, kind of a commons area where they can have drinks and eat and whatnot up here. This was kind of something I built in hindsight to kind of fill out this space. It felt empty to me, but I feel like why not put like a little bar eatery here too? And so I interspaced it like this, make it more of an open concept, not some indoor place. I like this a lot better as far as how I had it set up to keep it more of an open concept like this. It seemed to make more sense for me. Some bars and people glitching in, yay, people phasing in out of nowhere with all the festive lights and stuff, as you can see. On the second floor up here, some more tables and chairs and places to sit, all that stuff. And getting the last couple of things in, I'll a quick note about this one. Obviously, this cabin was the one that was run down and dingy, as you can see, but I tried to make it work as best I could. I could not. I put in walls and stuff, but I could not make that tree go away. Nothing I could do could make it go away, but I was like, it's just sitting here not being used, and I was like, I need to turn it into something, so I tried my best to restore it as best I could, and I think I did okay for the most part. You just gotta put up walls and make it look halfway decent, like as I did here. And again, like I said, all the other cabins pretty much look like that. I got my water purifiers here, attached with a wind turbine of all things, as you can imagine. It was a co-op. I thought it made sense. I don't know about you, made sense to me. Wind turbine with a mod, of course. Now I'm going to go over the last thing is the guard towers. I put these up because it made sense as far as it being kind of like a fortified city of sorts, Sunshine Tidings. I put up these guard towers where people could look out on both the more dangerous sides of the Commonwealth, as you can see, because right over there is a gunner base, I believe. I'm not sure if it's raiders or gunners, but I think it's gunners. And they're over there on top of that overpass, as you can see. And so it obviously made sense for me to put up a guard tower here for them to overlook that. I've got some guard stations over here, which people aren't getting on, but maybe they will at night at some point. And just inside here is just little place where the guards can hang out and whatnot. There's like radios and stuff. If they need to quickly inform the main security office of some danger, they can with this radio and stuff like that. Or if they have to make a huge announcement across the entire settlement, some emergency announcement, they can as well. And people getting on top of the roof again. But I'm sure anyone who does settlement building probably has that same problem with people just phasing on top of the roofs. Ugh, can't stand it. But it doesn't bother me too much. Except when it does. And then finally going over to the last guard tower. It pretty much looks the same. Nothing too crazy. But I'll go ahead and show it off anyway. Oh, I forgot to mention, over the last half of this building here, is just basically where I decided to make it kind of like a mad scientist lab, essentially, basically, where someone basically makes medicine and chems, basically. I thought, well, why not? I don't really have it anywhere else in any other settlement. So I decided to make it kind of like a medicine chem laboratory of sorts, where someone concocts all this stuff and they may use it in the infirmary or sell it, or give it to everyone else. So I like it. It really kind of filled out the area a bunch, but just in this small section, it looks appropriately sized just by me cording it off the way I did. I really like how it turned out that way. It may not be that sanitary to be next to an infirmary, but hey, it's Fallout. They use rusty scalpels to do surgery in this game. Going up the last guard tower. I'm just quickly showing off again. It faces out towards the river. I know there's usually a spawn point, and I think that happens over in this spot over here. If enemies decide to invade, I think it's just over there. So I made sure to put turrets around this area. but also for the guards to also overlook it over there. Nice view anyway. Little table outside here, and then just the area inside where the guards can take turns on shifts and just hang out or whatever. And so yeah, that's pretty much it for Sunshine Tidings, y'all. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Again, I could have made this place a lot more bigger and populated, but I think it turned out better this way. And plus, I was just getting really tired of having to deal with all the nuisances this damn settlement was giving me. So this is what it turned out to be. But I think it still turned out all right for the most part. So like I always do, I shall give a quick glimpse of this place at night. And I guess one last thing I actually forgot. There is a small, tiny bathroom, second bathroom over here. But again, nothing crazy. I decided to use you can't really do. There was all these different other things that were over here, and I decided to utilize it in some form. So I just I thought about making it a living quarters, but instead I decided to go ahead and make it into a second bathroom with this section over there being the shower, at least a larger shower anyway. So that's just this small section. So anyway, going back outside, I should now give a quick run through of this place at night.